Okay, have you ever stopped to really think about an escalator? I mean, it's just a moving staircase, right? We see them all the time. But what if I told you that this super simple machine once became a massive national sensation? A tourist attraction so popular that people would line up for hours just to ride one. It's a true story, and trust me, it's incredible.
The comedian Trevor Noah nailed it when he said, "Zambia loves escalators." And let me tell you, he was not kidding. That one little sentence perfectly captures this wild fascination that greeted a piece of technology most of us just, well, we walk right past it without a second thought.
So you've got to wonder, right? How on earth did a standard piece of mall equipment become a must-do experience for an entire country? The answer is just this amazing story about technology, a little bit of fear, and in the end, a whole lot of fun.
So let's set the scene. Our story kicks off in Zambia, when shiny new shopping malls introduced the country's very first public escalators. And the reaction from the public? It was something absolutely no one could have predicted. This wasn't just a new convenience, it literally became a destination.
I want you to picture this. Long, winding lines of people. We're talking families, kids, grandparents, all waiting patiently. But not for a roller coaster or the latest movie. Nope, they were waiting for their turn on a set of moving stairs. You could just feel the buzz in the air.
But here's the thing. Before all that joy, there was a whole lot of apprehension. For so many people, this was the first time they'd ever laid eyes on an escalator. And let's be honest, facing this strange, moving metal beast for the first time, it was genuinely intimidating.
You really have to put yourself in their shoes for a second. This isn't just a machine that helps you go up. It's a floor that moves under your feet. It has grinding gears and these metal teeth that look like they could just eat your shoes. That first step, that is a literal leap of faith.
So riding the escalator became more than just a ride. It was a personal challenge, almost like a rite of passage. Could you actually do it? Could you step on at just the right second and, maybe even more important, step off without tumbling over? It was a real test of courage.
And you could see this whole ordeal play out right in front of you. First, there was the super cautious approach. Then this long hesitation, trying to perfectly time that first step. But the best part, by far, was what you could call the terrifying lean. You'd see people, especially older folks, grab that handrail for dear life and just lean forward at this wild angle, like they were fighting a hurricane. And then, when they got to the top, pure relief, survival, they'd made it.
But here's where the story gets really good. Once that initial fear was conquered, something amazing happened. That terror almost instantly flipped into pure, absolute delight. The moving beast had officially been tamed.
That first ride, all fear, confusion, and that hilarious lean. But the second ride, and the third, oh, that was a whole different story. That was just total joy. People were laughing, they were cheering, kids were even making up songs about their escalator adventures.
Seriously, it became a brand new national pastime. This was a proper family outing. You'd get the family dressed up, head over to the mall, and just spend the afternoon going up and down and up. It was cheap, it was thrilling, and it was this incredible shared experience that brought everybody together.
And you know, while this story is so uniquely Zambian, it's a story about all of us. It's this perfect little snapshot of our shared human journey with pretty much every new piece of technology that comes into our lives.
Think about it for a second. We see this pattern over and over again. First, there's the discovery of something new that's almost always followed by a little bit of fear and skepticism, right? We ask, is this thing safe? How does it work? Then comes the adaptation phase, where we learn how to use it. We conquer our own version of the lean. And finally, it just becomes a normal, sometimes even joyful, part of our everyday lives. From the very first cars to the internet, we go through these exact same emotional stages.
Which kind of leaves us with this really fascinating question to chew on. I mean, right now we're surrounded by new technologies that can feel pretty intimidating. You know, things like AI or self-driving cars. This story just makes you wonder, what's the next escalator in our own lives? What new tech are we kind of scared of today that maybe a few years from now we'll all be lining up to try?